Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So back here at Shellbrook on Misty Hills, and we're gonna go and do the herbicide. So I just want to top this off. I do have some supplies empty. I ended up emptying the solid fert, so I do need to bring some over at some point. But at this point, we'll get the herbicide filled up. I was thinking if I had fertilizer in there that maybe I would do it in the opposite sequence, but then if it didn't work, I would have the situation where the herbicide, if I couldn't do both jobs at once, I would have the challenge that the herbicide would not be able to be applied. So, but didn't even have to worry about it because it was in there, so not even tempted. Alright, so we'll get this down, and then we'll get this sprayed. See, this is what is interesting though, because it's telling me it's taking care of it. But see, like there's no, I'm not sure it is. Alright, I'm going to take a chance that this is working. I reread the comment that the individual put out on my channel, and it does say immediately after planting, and that it will be hard to see where you've sprayed, but obviously I'm using my GPS, so that's less concerning. I just, but I literally, it doesn't look like it's spraying anything. I know the field would have weeds on it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the chance. I'm somewhat second guessing myself because I think I plowed. And you know what? That might be what my issue is. So now that I think about it, before I waste any more, because I didn't plant this field after I plowed, I then kind of screwed up and went up north. So I think this is still plowed from the potatoes, because that's why on the map I've got these stripes from the fertilizer, because nothing has grown on here since after I did that. So I'm actually not going to have weeds on this field at this point. So that makes this a little simpler. Of course, that means I can't test the theory until next time. But like you can see up above, like, it's telling me I have weeds when I had the weed map on, which I do now. So you can see that, similar to how it worked before, like they're there. So when I do the north end once again, I can change that. So let me put this herbicide away, and then I'll come get the fertilizer. So I'll dump that into the silo, and I should be able to back up without too much difficulty here. But that may be why it's not appearing on the field in any way. Because I think what we would normally see is exactly what we're seeing, that it's telling us there's weeds. It's just, the question is, if we spray that early, are we really getting that yield benefit? As he's suggesting that we're not taking a 15% hit for spraying. And even if we aren't, the reality ends up being, like, if I can get the weeds done earlier, it doesn't ultimately matter. I mean, we're not any worse shape, but there's a possibility to be in better shape. But I guess I'm glad I realized that before I used way too much. I mean, I still used like 200 liters, so it would be a few $100s of supplies at the rate that it goes at. But, you know, I was still above 5,000 liters that I returned to the silo. So, alright. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and unfold this, and we'll do the same thing, but, you know, this will work. We know this will work. So, I'm almost wondering, I'm just going to go ahead here and do what I'm doing. Alright, but now let me make sure that the fertilizer is... it might not be applying. Loading map. Yep, it's not. Okay. So, I can't do this right now. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of park this. And in the interim, I guess then what I will... Well, but I don't need... we'll do the work we can. So, the pig food is definitely getting close. So, I'm going to run ahead and do the slurry and the... and feed the pigs. Because I've got time. I thought I was going to be spraying, and I can't do any spraying. So, well, both of them are not needed, I guess, is what... I need to start the engine, get the 81 liters in there. Alright, so I'll just go get my potatoes. So let me see, 1700s, that means I need 1400 at most. So I think last time when I went over, I just went and got 1700 liters of potatoes is what I did. Silly me, I didn't kind of subtract what was there. So the other benefit here is, yeah, by doing this now, like, I would never really be able to... What is happening with the back of that truck? Look at that. It looks like it's pouring potatoes out. I just noticed that and just had this massive panic. I'm like, what is going on? But that's just an animation problem, clearly, because nothing's happening. But I think it was because we had 81 liters. It's, like, so little that it just didn't know what to do. Or it's just broken, because at this point, it's just spewing potatoes out the hole. Let me see. And I'm set to tip side back, so it's not even set tip side grain door. So all in all, this is just unpleasant. It's like I have a truck with diarrhea. Sorry if that was gross for you, but it's just what came to mind. I don't know what else to say. It's like, what is happening? But anyway, this is a couple hundred liters too much, so I may have a problem here, but I'm gonna get the potatoes in. Hope is I have enough. You know, I'll probably be a little bit short on some others or something. I don't know. Or I'll end up with extra crop and just leave the truck here anyway, although, I don't know. Because I'm like, then the problem is I'm going to need the truck for something else, but, I mean, I could always just leave the trailer and reconnect to it and drop whatever food is there. So, there's always a way around it. I'm getting a little bit, like, too concerned about making it perfect, per se. And, you know, obviously that's not entirely possible. This is just the most fun I've had in backing up in a while. I did better in the dark than I'm doing in the middle of the day, or in the early morning, whatever it is. Like, I can see, for God's sakes, and I do not understand. Why is that? Has it always been doing that? Now it, like, makes me want to go back and look at other things. But it's like, I don't get it. Alright, well, anyway, let me get my sorghum. So I need about 17,000, so let's say I've got 2,000, so I need like 15,000, and then that will offset a little bit if I kind of target that as my fill rate. Hoping if I change crops, it's like gonna stop, because like that's not sorghum spewing out, those are potatoes spewing out, but weird stuff is happening on the farm, that is for sure. So it's not stopping yet. Alright, so that's 15,100. That doesn't really lower us. That probably gives us exactly what we need. Alright, what if I disconnect my hoses? Let's see. No, it's still doing it. What if I disconnect my trailer? I do not understand. I've just got this. That is just messed up. Again, by the time this episode airs, like I'm not losing crop. It's not like it's pouring out on the ground. It's not doing it. It's just like a stuck animation. Maybe once I exit and leave, it'll be better. I don't know. Wow. Let's see. The only other thing I can do is, like, there we go. Alright. So I changed it to grain door, which is not what it was on, and then it closed the grain door. It's just bothering me. It just looks wrong. So, just weird stuff. But anyway, that was so disconcerting and so distracting. I like can't function. But so yeah, we'll get these pigs topped off. I'm gonna miss the symbol again or something, or I'm gonna make it just really hard to... Yep, I'm gonna miss it, because it is not triggering. Goodness gracious. Help me. Help me be better. Alright. Wrong way. I want to go that way. Of course, now I can't see, so... I'm not gonna know if I'm going in the right direction. I am. Alright, we'll just do that. Get ourselves some sorghum. Everyone will be happy. Most importantly, the pigs will be happy, because, you know, I mean, they don't know they're pigs. Like, for them, it's like, there's food over in this thing. This is where I go to eat. They have no idea that we're doing this work to keep that continuing to be full. They don't need to, because after all, we're just selling them off later to make money, so... I don't know. I'm getting into this whole weird philosophical debate. Before you know it, I'll convert myself to PETA or something. Get all worried about things that I'm not normally worried about. It's in the order of things. It's okay for us to eat things. Anyway, what do I need? 7,500. Good enough. And then it's possible the protein, which is the soybeans, will be... I'll have too much of it, and then I'll be stuck with that, but yeah, we'll do this, and if we have that, we'll leave the trailer here. If not, we'll put the trailer away, Because then we need to just go empty the slurry and get a load of slurry out, and that'll still leave, you know, some slurry in the tank anyway. Like overcompensating. I don't understand. Alright. I think this is gonna get us where we need to be. Maybe. I don't know. I hope. Alright, thank goodness. Alright. Wheat, and then we need 6,800, so a little under 6,000 of soybeans. Just seems like something's off, because I think we can have a lot more. Did I do my cal? You know what? I need 80. No, I have 8,500. It's 6,800, so yeah, I don't know. But yeah, maybe it's 33,988 or whatever. Not somehow I was thinking it was like 37 or 38,000. I'm like 6,000 isn't enough, but I guess it would be. So again, I need maybe 5,800, 5,900 just to be safe that I don't overfill things. Soybeans, where are you? What is happening? Why is the truck just rolling? This isn't a downhill. Oh my word, I am just non-functional today. Alright. What? Alright. There we go. 5,800. Good enough. Will get us really close to what we need. And probably very little opportunity to not empty fully into the pig silo. But yes, to be clear, in case there's any confusion in the middle of what I'm doing, my intent of growing this soybean crop is not to continue to add to things. Because the other piece, which I guess in the last few minutes here, while I'm fighting with getting back to the pig silo, or pigsty, since I don't know how to back a truck up suddenly. There we go again. I've gone way too far. My God. So this is, you know, I did go back to my finance spreadsheet, just take a look. So this is the 10th year on Shellbrook. I mean, I knew it was a while. When I was saying 15, I was thinking to myself, it can't be that many, and I'm right, it can't be that many. That's too many. So yeah. Oh my God. I just am not able to function and talk at the same time. So anyway, what the concern is, I am so far off. I'm just gonna pull out and start this over again. Like, this is almost irrecoverable with that tree. This is terrible. Alright, I in essence just need to go straight back. Can I do this? Probably not. But, 10 years on here, and I've only made money 4 out of the 10 years. Now again, that was intentional. It wasn't like, oh gee, I'm just incredibly inept and I suddenly don't know how to make money. Guess we still had a little too much, so alright. Gonna leave this here. And we'll go do our slurry. But basically it was because we were storing up pig food. But at this point, again, the sunflowers are going to take over for the soybeans once we are out of soybeans. And as you saw, we still have like 70,000 liters of soybeans. So we've got, you know, basically like 10 more feedings, which again, at like 5.5 days, 4.5 days, depending on how things really get consumed, is still years and years and years on the farm. You know, we're looking at like 40 to 50 days, and you know, that's going to be basically like still 4 more years. So, which is, you know, half the time we've been on the farm. And keep in mind, like, we've been feeding the pigs. Why is this now not goodness. It's not letting me connect the hoses. Am I not connected? No, I am connected. I'm pulling this. What is happening? There we go. I don't know. The Z key was not working the last time. So, you know, I don't need to spray for weeds. Can't spray for fertilizer. I just, like, haven't had a botched up episode in a while where, like, literally everything I can mess up I do, but welcome. So now I'm lost. Oh, yeah, I was talking about, you know, I still have basically 4 or 5 years where, you know, I've already been feeding the pigs out of the silo for probably 2 or 3 years. So, it looks like there's a piece of slurry under that pig's butt. I don't know. This is just the episode about things and butts, since that truck did that. So, just noticed it. I don't know. We can all laugh about it together, or you can all roll your eyes about the mature simmer has become very immature this episode. Whatever works for you. I'm equally open to whatever form of ridicule you feel to apply. So feel free to drop me a note in the comments about whether you enjoyed this digression from my normal personality. I promise I haven't been drinking, I haven't been doing whatever, I just, it's just coming out. So, anyway. So we'll take this to PV's. So again, that's who buys this stuff. And, again, we've probably got like 2,000 liters of slurry left, but that's alright. They can start doing their thing now. And, you know, but that means, you know, we'll probably have 5-6 years of soybeans, which makes sense because, again, we were estimating, I think, 2 days conservatively for what I could get out of it and for a feeding, and it's been double that or more than double that. And so obviously when I was thinking about 2 years, then 4 or 5 years would be about right as to what I'm getting out of this thing with soybeans. So, and then we move to sunflowers. So this is all, as I fumble around to speak, to indicate the soybean crop I'm growing, my intent is to sell it and make money and start making money on the farm this year again. Because I've basically been, you know, probably treading water, because the one thing, I guess, that is inaccurate is I haven't been tracking my pig sales and my farm finances, which honestly is, now that I think about it, kind of stupid. So maybe I'll try to figure out how to backfill that. I mean, it might just require me to don't tip over. That was a really fast turn, but I almost went by the road again and then had to come in the back. So yeah, I can go back and watch videos, or, you know, look at notes when I sold pigs and then apply it appropriately, because it's not like I don't know how much money I was making off the pigs. The thing that isn't really kept in there is the slurry, but it's such a small amount of cash in the grand scheme of things. I don't know that it ultimately matters, because we're going to get, you know, 1,400 to 1,600 here when we see this, when it's done. It's not going to be substantial, but obviously missing, you know, whatever it is, $42,000, $43,000 every time I take a load of pigs. You know, that adds up a lot more than this does, because I'm doing this, you know, so I'm getting $1,500, $1,600, you know, in this case, almost $1,700 every time I also get $43,000. So, you know, it's not even a 5%, it's like a 4% piece that I'm off. So, In reality, I probably have at least broken even, because I don't know that I had a loss of more than 30,000 in any given year, which would basically be the supplies that went into growing the crop. And, you know, if I did, I think there's other years that I certainly didn't. Because I think, you know, there were some years that I had like 15,000 or something. And, you know, obviously if I then sell pigs for 43,000, like, it'll offset that other loss. But in any event, I had basically nearly gotten up to a lifetime profit of 13 million at one point, and I'm still above 12 million in my overall lifetime profit. So it's not as if I'm dipping below, but the decision to kind of slow down, back off when I moved to Shellbrook, you know, that I shared way back at the start of this series, because, you know, I want to do other things. I'm obviously now actively doing things on the channel. You know, I want to enjoy the truck sims, the train sims, the other farm sim series I'm doing, and so forth, and not feel stressed that I'm just overworked with real life also, obviously having more demands and so forth, as we're coming out of COVID and things like that. Even the years I make a profit, like if I'm looking at what I was doing on Hilly Seneca, it was not uncommon for me to be around $500,000 of profit a year. And I'm really down at maybe like 150. So it's a substantial change from what I was doing when I was farming in Ohio. But we're up here in Canada now, and, you know, it's later in our life, and I just decided that's what I'm doing. So, but the challenge is obviously, you know, even if with just, you know, 30,000, 40,000 supplies a year, if I'm only making 150,000 in a given profitable year, you know, in 5 years I basically then negate all that profit. What am I stuck on? This seems like it's just fake. I bet my wheels are just hanging in the air, because there is a drop off there, so I'm thinking that might have been what happened. Oh goodness, well now I think I'm hitting the post with the back of my truck. I just am unable to maneuver a truck today. Let's just be honest. There we go. Finally. It's just embarrassing and frustrating at the same time. Alright, so we did get that done. All I've got left then is to sell pigs tomorrow, but I'll also then be able to fertilize. So that would certainly be combined just like this was. And, you know, we'll see what that brings. But thanks for tagging along on this crazy mess of a episode this became, because it was not at all what I was planning on doing when I started, but we got work done, and that's the most important thing, to at least making progress on the farm, is we got the work that needed to be done, that we could do, done. So I am now all set in April. Nothing else that can be done, and I will see you next time.